feel like most of your life is dictated by others? What would the world look like if you and the people around you got to decide how it was designed? Hi, my name is Sky Blue and I'm the Executive Director of the Fellowship for Intentional Community. If you've never heard the term intentional community before, great, welcome. I'll bet you're wondering, intentional community? What the heck does that even mean? It's easiest to think of an intentional community as a place, but at their core, intentional communities are about relationships of sharing. People sharing space, sharing resources, sharing lives. Intentional communities usually have some kind of organizational structure, something that helps make it clear who the members of the community are, and a set of shared values that helps define what the community is all about. Alright, there's a lot to unpack there. Let me give you some background. The most common association with intentional communities are the communes and back to the land movements of the 60s and 70s, hippies escaping society. But the term intentional community actually goes back to the 1940s, and of course living together based on shared values with a shared purpose goes back much further than that, monasteries being a prime example. One of the people who helped coin the term intentional community said that it came out of a common commitment to help lay the foundations for a more humane and equitable global society. Intentional communities are ways that we can live better lives for ourselves, and they offer insight into what society would look like if it were based on a different set of values. So what does this look like? Intentional communities come in a plethora of forms and go by different names. Some of the most popular models include co-housing, housing co-ops, and eco-villages. They can be rural or urban, a handful of people or hundreds, spiritual or secular. They can come in different architectural and design schemes, ownership and governance models, and are organized around a wide variety of missions and purposes. If intentional communities are about sharing, what do they share? They share land or housing. This could be a handful of people in a single household or dozens of homes on a large piece of land. Most intentional communities share facilities of some kind, like a community kitchen, laundry facilities, recreational space, or a tool library. Sharing food is also common. Groups might simply share a few dinners a week at their common house, or a housing co-op might have a food program that includes shared meals as well as groceries. Many communities grow food, either for recreational or economic benefit, be it a few garden beds or a larger scale garden that provides a substantial percentage of the community's produce. Many communities incorporate formal or informal car sharing of some kind. Formal and informal childcare and elder care are also common. Intentional communities offer ways we can work together to get our basic needs met that are more socially satisfying, financially affordable, and ecologically sustainable. Living this way puts us into more contact with others, which naturally creates more satisfying relationships. When we share, we need less stuff, and so our finances can go further. So not only is living in an intentional community generally cheaper, it also tends to give access to resources owned collectively that you might not have been able to afford on your own. And all of this naturally leads us to consume and waste less, which is better for the planet. But it goes beyond this. Intentional communities allow us to leverage our economic choices to support local and sustainable economies over exploitive and unsustainable economic development. Living a more satisfying and affordable lifestyle frees us up to engage in service and activism. And when it comes down to it, we know we have to consume less resources as a species. And the only way to do this without it sucking is by sharing. Intentional communities are laboratories and training grounds for how all people can share this planet with each other and all life peacefully and sustainably. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out our other videos about the different kinds of intentional communities, why they matter, what makes them successful, and how to find one that's right for you. For a more detailed look on particular intentional communities, please check out our web series, Planet Community. You can also browse the 1,500 plus listings for intentional communities worldwide in our communities directory. Use the advanced search and map to find communities by type, location, size, stage of formation, and more. Also, please check out our quarterly publication, Communities Magazine, available digitally by donation. And sign up for our bi-weekly e-news for updates on the movement, events, sales from our bookstore, and more. Welcome to the world of intentional communities.